Hi, everyone. Thank you for attending tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about tips for success at Career Horizon. So, for those of you guys that don't know, or this may be new for you, Career Horizon is our first ever career fair here at Davidson. Essentially, what we do is we have 30 to 35 different companies in a variety of industries, from healthcare to technology to education, nonprofits, government business. Some of the names include the FBI, Red Ventures, a lot of different companies, right? And so they're all coming to our campus next Tuesday, the 25th, and they'll be in the Atrium Union from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So what it is it's a chance to learn. It's a chance to explore different careers, learn about different internship, fellowship, full-time opportunities, whether that may be, relevant to you now or down the road. So what we want to do tonight is we want to talk about ways that you can prepare for that. Because to be honest, it can be intimidating when you walk into an area and there's 35 employers and 100 students and it's loud and there's a lot going on. So we want to make sure that you guys are ready for that. So that's what we're here to talk about tonight. But all that being said, there's really nothing, to stress. It's a pretty low key environment. There's no expectation that you walk into that room and come out with a job. This is not a placement fair. This is largely an exploratory fair where you can get to know employers, ask questions, understand what they're looking for, think about your future, and learn about new opportunities. So that's our hope for you, is that you're able to utilize this event to just learn, right, and to maybe make some connections that will help you down the road. So when you arrive to the fair, again, this is our first career fair, but we'll have a lot of different companies and organizations. Again, this is a good chance just to learn about new companies, to ask about, what types of opportunities are available, to, think about how you might build your resume for those opportunities, and to figure out, when does that application process start? So if you're a first year, this is a great, great way to learn about some of our partners, start to ask questions so you can think about your next 4 years, even if it's not relevant to you now. Or on the flip side, if you're a senior, there's certainly some of our companies that will be, either have applications currently open or they'll be opening up in the spring. And you can learn about how you can connect with them, to maybe make some of those opportunities into a full-time job for yourself upon graduation. So before the event, definitely something you want to do is you want to take a look at your resume. It's not the worst idea to print, 5 or 10 copies of your resume and bring that to the event so you can physically hand that to a recruiter. This is in no means required. You can also, get the contact information for different recruiters, and set up a conversation after the fair, send an email to thank them for coming, and then attach that information at that time. So there's a lot of different ways you could do it, but you definitely want to have that ready to go. So if they ask, you are prepared with that. So again, we have resources online, that you can utilize through Handshake resources. There's resume templates. Of course, we're happy to see you during drop-in advising. So feel free to come into our office next week on Monday or Tuesday, or really any day, right? And work on your resume. But again, that's something that is really good to have with you if you're able. Before the event, you can take a quick look at, all of our employers. So if you go on a Handshake, first you want to make sure you're registered for the fair. So you can do that by searching events. You can search Career Horizon. Just click into that event and click register. Once you're in there, as you can see on the right side of the screen, you can go to the All Employers tab. That's a really good idea because then you can see who's actually coming to the fair. You can do some background research on what is their company based out of? Do they have any alumni that are from Davidson? Maybe even look at what current opportunities they have open on Handshake. Maybe look at some old job descriptions if you can find those on the internet, and just see what they're looking for and help prepare yourself so that you can have questions when you arrive. Before the event, you definitely want to practice your elevator pitch. If you're not familiar with this is just a little bit about who you are, what your background is. This should be 30 to 60 seconds, right? And it's not a whole lot of information. It's, hey, this is my name, this is my major, this is why I'm interested in your organization. These are some different things and different skills that I've had the opportunity to build while I'm at Davidson. And then again, just, lead that into a conversation, whether you're learning more about the company, whether you know about the company, you have specific questions about an internship or an application deadline, things like that. But, this is a great way to practice. The other thing I would say is if there's, we have 30, 35 employers at the fair and you have 5 or 10 on your list that you really want to talk to, maybe just go up to some random employers that maybe aren't as high on your list and just practice your elevator pitch. Again, we want this to be pressure free for y'all. So do things that make this comfortable, make it easy. Again, there's nothing at stake in some regards. So definitely take advantage of that and just use this as a practice opportunity, a learning opportunity. Throughout the fair, there's plenty of our staff that will be on site. We will all be wearing our blue Davidson Careers long sleeve shirts. So if you have questions, feel free to come ask us in the middle, and we're happy to help prep you on site with that. But again, with your elevator pitch, short and sweet, 30 to 60 seconds, just a little bit about who you are, find a way to lead that into the conversation. And this is something you should practice, right? Before you come to the fair, practice it in your room, maybe find a friend or a classmate that you can practice with and just get some feedback. But again, you'll get much more comfortable with this as you do it and as you get reps. So make sure you take that opportunity to prepare ahead of time for that. And during the event, relax, have fun. This is a 2-hour event from 11 to 1. You may come for 15 minutes, you may come for an hour. In terms of dress, we would encourage you to wear business casual, or, if you want to wear a suit, great. But also if you're coming for a lab or if you're coming from practice and you're wearing, you know, your athletic wear or whatever, that's okay too. We would rather you come than not. Our employers know that you guys are in the middle of busy days and are expecting that some of our students may be dressed a little bit more casually. If it's something where maybe you don't have as much business casual or formal wear, I would definitely encourage you to stop by Lulabelle's. They have clothes that you may be able to either rent or borrow, or sometimes they have things that you can actually keep through their thrift store. So make sure you're utilizing those resources well. So again, we would definitely encourage you to wear business casual, khakis, dress shirt. If you want to wear a suit, that's great. If you want to wear a polo, that's cool too. But just feel comfortable in what you're wearing. In terms of what to bring, there's nothing you have to bring. If you want to bring a notebook to take notes, that's probably a good idea. Again, if you want to bring some printed resumes, that's probably a good idea as well. But otherwise, there's really nothing you have to have with you. We will pass out bags that you'll be able to use to collect all the swag and the gifts, the different things that employers will hand you guys. So, definitely be ready to take some stuff home with you. And then in terms of what to do, again, this is a way for you to build connections, to, learn more about different organizations, to maybe think about things that you haven't thought about before. So I would just encourage you to go to as many of the employers as you can. And again, even if you're not interested in something, maybe just have a conversation just to see what they have to offer. And use that as a chance to practice your networking skills and all those good things. And who knows, maybe you'll walk out with a connection you didn't expect to have. When you think about how can you stand out, again, it's just coming prepared, being comfortable, bringing a resume to hand to an employer, having good questions, where it's clear you've done your research, you're familiar with the organization, you're asking, some really good questions. And again, with that, if you're not sure where to get started, again, just stop by our drop-ins on Monday or find one of us at the fair. Also, if you go online to our handshake resources, there is a networking guide that might have some helpful information for you as well. And of course, on the day of the fair, when you walk in and you check in with our table, you'll get an actual map that lists all of our employers, where they're located. It'll have a QR code that links you to a guide that will talk about different questions and different considerations you might have. So, definitely utilize that as well to feel comfortable. After the event, if you make some good connections, follow up, follow these companies on social media, think about the deadlines they have. And if there's some where I know of companies that this event's on the 25th, their deadlines close on the 28th. So be ready to apply for those. And, again, especially if you're younger or you're just here truly in the exploratory sense, just take some time to evaluate what you learned. Were there conversations you had that were positive? Are there things maybe with your networking skills you want to work on based on your experience? Are there companies that you want to follow up with? a lot of these companies have alumni connections. Find those, use LinkedIn, use Davidson Connect, make those connections to be able to reach out to an alum and say, hey, I'm a junior at Davidson. I attended our Career Horizon Fair. I saw your company and I really want to learn more because I'm really excited about possibly applying in the spring or whatever the case is. But this should really be, a starting spot, a launching pad. This shouldn't be something where you come and it's all over, right? So, use this to, further yourself after the event. And that starts with following up, thanking our employers, emailing them if you make a contact, maybe even sending a handwritten note, if you had a really good interaction with some of them. But again, anything you have questions with, come see us on site. We're happy to help. And other than that, if you guys don't have any questions for us, that's it. This is really a pretty quick presentation. Our goal is for you guys to have fun, to be informed, to learn something new, and hopefully, create a connection that might help you down the road. Again, my name's Josh King. If you have any questions, come see us during our drop-ins, but good luck at the fair. Thanks.